Hi, I'm Congressman Dennis Kucinich, and I want to thank the St. John's Well Child and Family Center for their invitation to address the Los Angeles and the South Los Angeles in particular Health and Human Rights Conference. I really appreciate the dedication that Jim Manja and others in South Los Angeles have shown to healthcare and human rights, having had the opportunity to visit the center and to look at the marvelous work which is being done every day by healthcare professionals who are totally dedicated to the people of the South Los Angeles area. I can say that your work has not just been exemplary. It's been a mission of mercy and compassion. It's been a call for everyone everywhere to look at the work that's being done at St. John's as an example of what can be done to help people in one of the most severely socially and economically needy areas in the country. When we look at what's happening in America right now, many of the problems that are facing our country are not new to the people of South Los Angeles. Unemployment, difficulty in finding housing, people losing their jobs, their health care, their homes, their retirement security. These are very difficult and challenging times for Americans. But the sense of community which brings people together in South Los Angeles is a very powerful force. It's a powerful social force, an economic force, and it is a moral force. Because what you are doing in this conference is essentially saying that through organization, through analyzing where you're at, through forming partnerships, that you can and will address the most confounding of the social and economic issues which confront people in South Los Angeles and, for that matter, throughout the state of California and our nation. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. In Cleveland, Ohio, we've seen how subprime mortgage scandal has just caused thousands of people to lose their homes. In some cases, whole neighborhoods are being decimated by the scam that was visited, particularly upon people of color in the subprime mortgage scandal. We've seen so many people lose their jobs, and people in losing their jobs also lose their health care. This is a time, through this conference, for us to gather together to redefine health care as a basic human right. We can enumerate the rights of all people. We can say that people have a right to a job, have a right to housing, have a right to safe neighborhoods, have a right to decent health care, have a right to good education, have a right to water that's fit to drink and air that's fit to breathe. These are basic human rights in a democratic society, and they're economic rights as well. In the conference that you bring to South Los Angeles, this is a perfect time for us to be focusing in on health care as a basic human right. Consider the fact that across America, there's over 50 million people who have no health insurance, another 50 million people are underinsured. How $2.6 trillion a year goes for health care spending, but of that amount, 1 out of every $3 goes for the activities of the for-profit system. 1 out of every $3, more than $800 billion a year goes for corporate profit, stock options, executive salaries, advertising, marketing, the cost of paperwork. These insurance companies make money not providing health care. And if health care is indeed a basic right in a democratic society, then we have a moral obligation to move forward with a plan where everyone's covered, where you can help lift people out of poverty just by having a not-for-profit health care system, where no one need ever worry about losing their job or losing their home because they can't afford to pay hospital bills. That's why John Conyers and I worked together to create H.R. 676, a universal single-payer health care bill called Medicare for All. And there are 75 members of Congress who now support Medicare for All. As a matter of fact, in the state of California, people moved to push a single-payer proposal twice. And of course, unfortunately, the politics of California aren't at the point yet where you're able to make that a reality, but I think someday you will. And in the United States, we must take note of the fact that so many people are being driven into poverty because they can't afford to pay their hospital bills. People can't afford to pay for health insurance. The premiums, copays, and deductibles keep going up, up, up. So in that kind of a climate, the United States, like all other industrialized nations, should see health care as a fundamental right. And so in your conference today in South Los Angeles, when you work with Jim Monge and others, you start to understand how important it is to organize again that California could set the tone for the whole country. I wish I was there with you personally to discuss this matter, but the next best thing is to have a chance to communicate with you, to tell you of my great respect for the work that you've already done, my admiration for the great deal of gumption that you've shown in being willing to confront the rising healthcare challenges in South Los Angeles while private hospitals are closing and public hospitals are losing the resources they need. You still find a way to meet people's needs. But you know this system, with all of its shortcomings, cannot work except for our dedicated involvement. That's why at this South Los Angeles Health and Human Rights Conference, you have the opportunity to fashion new organizations, a new commitment, a new strength that derives from the grassroots, because you have that strength in the grassroots in South Los Angeles. That's the strength that can change the politics of your neighborhood, of your city, the state, and the nation. And I'm so pleased to have an opportunity to just share a few moments with you. Let's continue to work together for a full employment economy. Let's continue to work together so that all Americans will never have to worry about whether they're going to have a roof over their head or not. Let's continue to work together for a universal, single-payer, not-for-profit health care system. Let's continue to work together for a universal pre-kindergarten program, for a program where every child would have a chance not only to go from pre-kindergarten all the way through to high school graduation, but to have college tuition free. This country has unlimited potential to meet the needs of our people, but we have to have the will to do it. And that will is going to be engendered with the kind of power that comes out of South Los Angeles. So thank you for everything that you do. I look forward to visiting with you sometime in the near future. And let's hear it again for the St. John's Well Child and Family Center and the wonderful work that they do to make the promise of a just society become a reality for so many people in South Los Angeles. Thank you.